All right, so just like I told you, we're going to do the intro now, okay? Okay. 3, 2, 1. Perfect. Hey. And we are back. We've got something a little different on the agenda today, as I'm not in London. That's right, I'm back in Kent. I'm staying with family. It's beautifully sunny down here. Been down here a couple of days now, and the sun's been shining the whole time. So I'm incredibly thankful for that. And as we're down in Kent, I thought it would be good to make the most of the Kent countryside and to take you guys along for some of my long runs. So as I'm doing my marathon training now, my plan today says that I need to get out and do a 24k long run. As I'm coming back from injury, I'm going to take it nice and easy out there. I was aiming for somewhere between 4:30 and 5-minute kilometre pace for my easy runs, but I might just dial that back just a little bit if my knee feels tight in any way. For those of you who don't know, I was experiencing a little bit of runner's knee, a little bit of IT band syndrome, but I've since had physiotherapy and feel like I'm on the mend. So I'm going to take you guys along for my 24k long run today through the Kent countryside. But before that, I'm going to get a little warm up in, do some stretches and some hip activating exercises to help my knee, just to avoid any injury and just get everything nice and loose. The whole hope of this channel is to share some of my learning experience, some of the successes, some of the failures, but really this is a very organic process. And as you just saw, one of the gels in my back pocket got squashed under my weight as I was stretching, and yeah, I pretty much soiled my shorts and the underwear I had on underneath in this really thick sugary gel. So I've just had to rethink my outfit to give my rear end a little wash because it was so sticky. But there you go, lesson learned. Take your gels out of your pockets when you're stretching before a run, because that was an awful situation. Anyhow, the running shoes are on, well at least one of them is. Today I'm wearing the Hoka Clifton Edges just as a nice easy ride on my long run. As I say, I just want to protect this knee as much as I can. I'm doing strength and conditioning to really get the recovery moving along fast, but all I can really do is be patient with it and not work too hard on my runs. So I'm gonna go for a nice stable shoe today. Ran in the Alpha Flies yesterday, they felt great, but I was only out for about 8k, so that wasn't any issues. But yeah, let's get out for this run. I'll be checking back in 1 kilometre in. See you guys then. That's the first kilometre down. That was a 5:04, but there was quite a bit of elevation there. I reckon that was about 20 metres of elevation on that first K. So I'm going to try and find a bit of a flatter route for the next few Ks, because I don't want to do the whole thing like that. I'm going to be knackered. I've just come through kilometre 2. That was a 5:07, and we're once again going uphill. I did run this route yesterday, but it feels a bit more uphill today, so I don't know what that says about me or the giant vegan curry I ate last night, but definitely feeling a bit harder today, but that's okay, because it's all for fun. Look at this beautiful road, incredible. Wow, this is why we're back in Kent. Oh, it's so beautiful. Ticking these Ks off nicely today. I'm trying to keep my cadence up
So in between 170 and 180, just as a bit of a precautionary act, advised by the physio to avoid any overstriding, because I do find myself overstriding when I'm tired. So instead, keeping that fast leg tick over, just to avoid any overextension of the leg. But running past some goats now, they're very sweet. I hope that I'll be able to make a fuss of some later if they come near the fence, but obviously I don't want to get electrocuted. I've just had quite a nice moment of nostalgia as I come up to the 4th kilometre. That's going to be in just after a 5-minute kilometre. But this moment I had running on this trail that I started yesterday, I turned back around about now to make my 8-kilometre run complete. I'm going a bit further today, and I had this feeling I must have had when I was a kid at some point, where I would have gone for a walk with my friends and we would have found like a fire, you know, like some logs stacked up in the forest, or a fort, something like that, and we had to run home just in time for dinner. But then the next day you sort of start the day heading out for that fort, you know, and you get to spend a bit more time in those conditions, those new environments. And wow, I feel that today. Just look at this. So beautiful. I haven't seen anyone in about 20 minutes, and the air out here feels so clean, and the grass just feels so good to run on. Oh, I'm full of gratitude right now. But that kilometre was in 5:16, a little bit easier. I might ramp up the pace a little bit towards the end of this run, but for now, just enjoying it. So we've just gone through the 4th kilometre now, and we found ourselves in almost UTMB territory. It's getting really steep, really crazy terrain, but I can't say I signed up for this, but it's so beautiful. I can't help myself. It's my 2nd day back being in Kent. I've been living in London really for the last year without really visiting Kent too much in that time, and oh goodness, it feels so good to be back. Check out this view. We are about 6.5k in, and I am loving this run. The terrain is just changing constantly. I'm in this shaded bit of the woods now, and there's just so many puddles because no sunlight's got here in what looks like a little while, so it's rather damp, but it's just making the experience even funner. I'm averaging about 5:10 per kilometre, so just a little bit outside of my easy pace window, but because of the gradient, the grade adjusted pace I hope will be in my easy window. So I'm going to crack on. See you guys in a little bit. That was a 9k in 4:51. I've been heading downhill now for a couple of kilometres, so just keeping the cadence up, trying to just take any impact off of the knee. And now as it's 9k, it's time for my first gel. So I'm going to pop the camera away and dive into some delicious apple pie. That was kilometre 10 in 5:04. We've just gone past 10k in 52 minutes. Nice and easy pace for me. I'm going to get another 10k under my belt now. Probably going to head more in towards Rochester town centre and try and find a bit of undulating territory down there, because I'm really enjoying the uphill and downhill efforts today. I usually run on flat, being based in East London, but this entire run so far has been a little bit down, a little bit up, and it's been really good on the knee. I feel like the high cadence going downhill and the slightly more powerful strides I'm taking on the uphill are really helping the knee. I can feel a little bit of tightness on it today, but it's no more than a 1 out of 10 sensation is completely fine. So gonna head off for this other 10k. I'll get some clips as I go, and then I might just speed up the final 4k just to put the legs through their efforts just a little bit, but we'll see how we feel later on. So we're out of the wilderness, we're back now heading towards Rochester. That last kilometre was a 4:55, so we hit 12k in about an hour. So looks like today is going to be about a 2-hour run, but halfway through now, just about to head over the motorway bridge here in Rochester. It's probably going to be quite noisy, so I won't be talking up there, but 12k in, feeling good. We are coming up to 16k. This is going to be about a 5-minute kilometre. I'm just tracking along now nicely, fairly flat ground, but it is bloody hot. The sun is just pouring down on me. Woo, I'm feeling it today. But yeah, 16k, I'm gonna go for the full 24 today. So a couple of k's time, I'm gonna have my gel, and then yeah, tick off the last few k's to 24. But I'm just coming round to Rochester now. Here's the castle, the cathedral, and the esplanade, where I'm so lucky to be staying with my dad for the next few weeks. And that was the 16 kilometre in 4:59. So nice and easy. And coming into Rochester town centre now. If you're based in the southeast or in London, I really recommend getting the train down to visit. It's always a lively place. It's got some good coffee shops down here, some good vegan spots. I'd really recommend a day out down here. Oh my goodness, it's good to be home. 17k in, feeling good. Being up to 18k now. It's going to be about a 5:05 kilometre. Still feeling really good. It's increasingly getting hotter, which is good fun. So it's about time to take on my second gel, keep the energy levels topped up before we get in these final few to round up to the 24. Feeling good. Just approaching 20k now, so not far below the half marathon distance, the 21.1 kilometres. Been running now for about an hour 42, so still on to make my 24k in about 2 hours. But this is such a nice reminder of distance running and the respect that it requires and demands. It's really no joke running long distance, and this is the longest I've run since the marathon, which, as I said, was about 9 weeks ago now. But that 20th kilometre was in 5:08. So feeling good. Legs are starting to feel tired now. Upper back has got a little bit of tension, but my first long one back since the marathon. Feeling fantastic. Just 4k to go now. Woo. Let's do this. All right, we've just gone through the half marathon, 13.1 or 21.1 kilometres in 1 hour 48. So that last k was a little bit slow, it was like 5:20, but that's fine with me because I'm feeling it now. I'm really thirsty and my legs are hurting, but we're gonna see how we go. I think I might just pop indoors and swish a bit of water around my mouth, drink a tiny bit of OJ, and then head out and enjoy the last 2 kilometres. I wouldn't usually drink, but it's the first week of my marathon training, and honestly I feel a bit behind, but I'm patient and I'm excited. I feel integrity to the training plan, but I know that a bit of deviation just for my own comfort won't be a bad thing. So head down, let's get home, have a little bit of hydration and get back out for the last bit. that is some character building stuff right there. Woo! Okay, quick pit stop done, and we're back out on the move. 2 kilometers to go. Oh, I feel so much better after that. I had some OJ and some water with a little bit of sea salt in it, and oh, I just feel a million times better. So that's a really good thing to remember as I move forward towards the marathon, that actually for these longer runs I might need something more than just gels, especially as it gets a bit warmer here in the UK, and especially as I get to Australia and the temperature starts to increase as we move out of the Australian winter into the summer. But yeah, 2k to go. That k, even though there was a bit of elapsed time when I went inside, was about 5:20, so feeling very good. And that's the 23rd k in 5:25. 1k to go. Oh, I can't wait for this to be done. It's so funny. A k ago I felt great, but it's just marathon running, and long distance training is just ruthless, and it goes from good to bad to good to bad so quickly. Oh, I've missed this. I'm so happy to be back running. Oh, 1k to go. Let's do it. And that is 24k done. Woo. That was a lot of fun. Last k in about 5:10, I think, just for fun. Oh, that's hard work. That is a long way. It's been a while since I've run. Well, the furthest I've run before today since my marathon in sort of the last 9 weeks is 11k. So to get 24k in the bank, probably average about a 5:12 pace. I'll put the Strava screenshot on screen now so you can see that. But to come in feeling strong, my knee is no more than a 2 out of 10. Felt absolutely fine. Bit of fatigue in the legs, bit of fatigue in the chest and the cardio system, but all round just felt amazing. It's time for me to get on with a really slow and easy cool down. I'm gonna jump in the bath, treat myself good for the rest of the day. But as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please consider liking and subscribing, and find gratitude, find peace. See ya. How you doing?